Hello. Welcome back to Let's Talk. Gonna do another episode of Let's Talk Ray Bradbury today for you. But first, just want to remind you to please subscribe to our channel. We need just 5 more subscribers to reach 1,000, and with your help, we can do that today. So today's story from Ray Bradbury is G.B.S. Mark V. G.B.S. stands for George Bernard Shaw. So in this story, a group of men aboard a rocket are on a years-long mission out of the solar system. They occupy, or most of them occupy their time with sex bimbo dolls, indulging in pleasure and dumb conversation. These fake women are designed only to say a few words and basically please Ben. But Willis, he spends most of his time down in the cargo hold talking philosophy, literature, and everything else to a 200-year-old droid modeled after playwright George Bernard Shaw, who in reality died only in 1950. I did not realize it until I did research for this video. The crew thinks he's crazy, so one night while Willis is asleep, one of the guys, being a jerk, decides to kill the droid, basically deactivating it. Willis wakes up to discover that this has happened, and he dreads spending the rest of the mission with nobody to have intelligent conversation with. But just then, a meteor hits the ship, killing everyone but Willis. The collision bumps the George Bernard Shaw droid against the side of the ship. It actually fixes whatever was wrong with him, reconnects to wires, and he comes back to life. So they can spend the rest of their lives, which is 10,000 years for the droid because he has solar cells, endlessly talking about all the finer things in the world for as long as they choose to, or until they get rescued, which may or may not actually happen. It's left ambiguous at the end of the story. So I'm not up on my George Bernard Shaw. I did encounter him, of course, in college, but that's been almost 20 years now. But the message of the story still comes across. It's really a matter of who is the biggest fool here. You have these crews who spend their time in mindless pleasure, but they are in fact experiencing life, whereas Willis, who appreciates the finer things, he experiences them all through talking to a fake human being. So they're both sort of foolish, but one is experiential and the other one is all through sort of manufactured interaction. It's basically the equivalent of getting all of your joy from books. And those of us who read people like Bradbury, we can be accused of being guilty of that. You know, our heads in the clouds, spent in imagination rather than necessarily outside doing things. But it is a matter of walking that line between appreciating art and fandom and actually going out and creating for yourself, experiencing the pleasures of the world in the flesh, as opposed to strictly sort of in the library. So I think it's interesting. A little bit something to think about. I do spend a lot of time with my nose in books or in movies or in music, but I've been known to get out there too a little bit once in a while. So be sure to find balance in your own life. Yeah, guys, that is G.B.S. Mark V, Ray Bradbury's tale. I think it first appeared in Long After Midnight, his collection from, I want to say, 76, I think it was. But of course it appears here in Bradbury Stories, and that is where I first encountered it. So check it out for yourself and see if you like it, see if it gives you anything to think about. Alright guys, thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.